Good morning. I asked Susan a few minutes ago, was she going to introduce me because I love her introduction. I want to give you some of the historical perspective and something and a little bit about the technology behind the iPod Touch program. In the beginning, we only had 3 iPod Touches and an iPod. So that was not hard to manage at all. We had first generation iPod Touches. No speakers, the 3 of us were walking around with headphones all the time. And then we added a beta team of about 20 people. And that, again, was not hard to manage at all. And in the beginning of the school year, most teachers come back to school and you have a little basket, and we're happy to get a pack of highlighters, maybe an eraser, and a cute little something that represents the mascot for our school. So, but this time when we came back, we all had a great toy to play with, which was an iPod Touch. Then we played with them for a while, and at first, yes, we all listened to music. We all played the games. Did you see this game? Did you see that game? But then, as we used them more, we decided, oh my goodness, we can do this with the children. We can do this, we can do that. Then we added 2 carts for the Avid classroom. Those 2 carts stay with the Avid classroom, and the children pick up their iPods and return them to their classroom. We decided to get this wonderful little cart, and if some of you have carts at your school that move laptops around the building, this is much, much better. This is about the cutest thing I have ever seen. Now the rest of them are all about functionality, they want it to work. I really don't care, I like how this looks. It has 2 drawers. Each drawer will hold 20 iPods. They're all numbered, because when we got the iPods, we decided to have them engraved with Colbert Middle School on the back and a corresponding number. You can charge all 40 at a time, 20 in the top drawer, 20 in the bottom drawer. Each cart also has a dedicated laptop that is dedicated only to these iPods. And then we keep the headphones down in the bottom also. You can charge 40 at a time, but you can only sync 1 drawer at a time with a USB cable. These stay at first in the Avid classroom. Now I know I'm going to mess this part up. That's okay. Oh, I did it right. These stay in the Avid classroom. They're, I guess, sunk with their laptop, their particular applications. And the new devices and all of the supported laptops for teachers were at first all supported with 11 Airport Extreme base stations, strategically placed throughout the building. Didn't really matter because we only had a few laptops at first. Then we only had the 60 iPod Touches for Avid, and they had 2 airport base stations in the classroom that was really dedicated for them, because in the beginning, in the first half of the year, they didn't leave the classroom, they just used them in the classroom, so those 2 base stations were enough. As we expanded to phase 2, we add 11 more airport base stations and put them throughout the building so that anywhere that you go in the building, because now the Avid kids are going to take them to class with them everywhere they go. We only needed airport support for myself, the principal, assistant principal, and the media specialist at first. So that's a shotgun, right straight through the building. 1 in the office, 1 in here, and 1 in my office. We didn't need anything. But with these devices, we did need more. So we put them, the classrooms are situated with 4 classrooms and a pod area in the middle. So there was an airport base station in the middle of each set of 4 classrooms, and that seemed to be enough at first. But then when we had 7 more Bradford carts with 30 iPod Touches per cart. Each cart was given to, 1 cart was given to a team. And the teams, in the classrooms, there's this iron bar that we put in the wall. And it has a tether cord that you put through the lock, and then it locks it, because really, if you had some somebody really, really thinking, they could just roll this out to their truck, roll it away. So at night, they're locked up in the classrooms, and we don't have to worry about them walking away. There are, as I said, 30 devices per cart. We took the first generation iPod Touches because now we have internal speakers and sound, and we really feel like we can. So the first generation iPod Touches went on a cart for elective folks to share. And then we moved up to getting another cart for elective folks to share. So we divided those 9 departments up, and one cart belongs to, say, for instance, EC, cultural arts, so forth and so on, then the other cart belongs to the others. And they check out this cart with the 20 iPod Touches on them to use in their classrooms. Each team or department has a cart, and before they are dispersed to teams, then I'll get the cart ready. I'll set up all of the carts for them. Each laptop or each team has a Google account specific to that team. They also have an iTunes account with that same team email address. The numbers on the back of the iPods are assigned to each team. So that way they know, or they should know, I gave out these very cute little sheets. As I said, I don't care about you. But I gave out these very cute little sheets with all of the numbers down, and then when the kids get them, they can sign their name by what number they picked out of the cart. That way you know if something happened to one of them, you know who got it or wasn't. Then each iPod Touch, of course, is engraved with the numbers. I set up the iTunes accounts so that when a teacher or a team gets the card, everything is ready. They're all charged, they're ready to go. The iTunes accounts are already loaded. The Gmail accounts are already loaded. So all they have to do is get them out, give them to you. Now at this point, I am only responsible now for basic maintenance. I'll take the iPods back maybe once a year, do updates, but now teachers have the autonomy to pick out what apps they want to use in their classrooms. They download everything. Of course, I'll keep all laptops and everything updated, but they download everything that they want to use. They decide what they want to use in their classrooms, and the only time I see them again is for maintenance or if there is an issue. We have a use agreement that's ready to be signed as we move closer toward a blended environment and a one-to-one situation for students. Now we have close to 500 of the iPod Touches between the carts and the checkout carts for each team. We also have now a Mac OS X podcast server where we are storing our podcasts. Now this will probably roll out a little bit later on in the year. We have, oh it is? We have the Cobra Podcast Network, where we can use the dedicated laptop that comes with each cart for audio and video podcasting. You use Podcast Capture, which comes on the laptop. All they have to do is launch that application. If you want video, there's a built-in eyesight camera. You can use a separate video camera if you like. And when they're done, you can publish that application with one click to the server. Then it sends an email to, right now, just the teacher, but each student will also have an email account that's enabled through our server. It's only internal, it won't be external. That way, you'll know what happens. Now, when they were using Google, you just couldn't tell who was doing what. But this way, they're logged in, you know who's doing what. That way, we don't have any nasty emails going between people like, did she see it? We don't have that. So it publishes to the server automatically, sends an email back to the iTouch through the email account that's set up on the server, and they just click whether or not it's a video podcast or an audio podcast. It automatically comes up in iTunes, and each student can view it from right there. There's a blog or wiki for each team. We even have one for the nurse. We have one called Cougar Bites for the cafeteria, because they are going to also put in little nutritional facts and everything. We have one for each faculty and staff member, the media center, and we're going to even start one with news and announcements where the kids do the announcements, because we don't have a central distribution system like other news schools. So we can do the announcements, and broadcast it to our server, and then they can just watch it once we have every child has one in the building. We're going to roll that out a little bit later this year. We have one more component to do before that will be finished. And then I think that webpage, which you should check out a little bit closer to Thanksgiving, will be just about the coolest thing since sliced bread. So that's where we came from, a school of only thin clients, to a school of maybe just a few Macs here and there. Now we have over 500 devices, and we're moving to about 700, and it's all easily managed with these carts and one laptop. And thank you.